you're becoming a bigger part of the problem. That's not a solution. That's being part of the problem. So stop lying. I just want to tell y'all that. Stop lying. What's up, people? Welcome to Stack Sats or Die Trying. This is the Bitcoin only show brought to you by the Black Wealth Rebels and by the Hood. My name is Jimmy, your host as always. This is episode 53. This is the Harry Carson. Matter of fact, James Edwards. Remember James Edwards that played for the Pistons on those runs? I'm really aging myself. James Edwards. Shout out to James Edwards and Harry Carson for the Giants. But this is episode 53 of Stack Sats or Die Trying, like I just previously mentioned. This is the Bitcoin only show. You know, it's where I come to you once a week and talk about Bitcoin, the world of Bitcoin, my thoughts on Bitcoin, how I see the world through the lens of Bitcoin. You know, I get to teach, pontificate, and do all the things. But this week's episode, it'll be a short episode. I like to keep these episodes short and sweet, but still bring you guys content on a weekly basis. I'm going to talk about broken money, right? But before I do that, I want to tell you guys this, because I have to remember to do all the YouTubey and stuff. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to not only this channel, but we have another channel, which is the Black Wealth Rebels channel that we're building up right now. And I'll put, links to both channels. I say the By the Hood channel is here. All right. So now the Black Wealth Rebel channel is here. For those listening to the audio, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you watch the video, you'll see exactly what it is I'm talking about. But make sure to subscribe. Also, join our village. Our village, it can be found at blackwealthrebels.com. That is our official community where we talk about literally everything in the world of finance. Just entertaining content surrounding Black wealth. We have free tiers, paid tiers. Come join us. But and by the way, if you're watching in the village, you're watching this episode early because all episodes of Stack Sats or Die Trying drop early in the village before they hit YouTube. With all that being said, let's talk about what I want to talk about. And I said broken money. And for those that have never heard me mention, there's a book by Lynn Alden called Broken Money. This is what the book looks like right here. But I had the privilege of meeting Lynn Alden sometime in 2024. She came to the Philly Bitcoin meetup known as Bitcoin Jaunt. Salute to everybody in Bitcoin Jaunt, and talk about the book. But the book, that book, as well as Fiat Ruins Everything, which is another great Bitcoin book, by the way. And that book looks like this. But the thing about those books, and it's something I've been thinking about, and we have a Sunday class that we give right on this channel here on our By the Hood YouTube channel, and it streams inside the village as well as our Black Wealth Rebels YouTube channel. But I was having a conversation on the Sunday show, and I was talking to my brother Kamari and Corey, right? So Corey, for those who don't know, is in education. Kamari is a tax accountant, and I come from the real estate space. So we all have our expertise. But I was joking with Kamari because Kamari can look at any story in the news and somehow relate it back to tax. And he was saying, well, you kind of do the same thing with Bitcoin. And what it made me think about is Bitcoin itself, right? There's big B and little b. There's the network, right? And then there is the actual currency. But the thing that makes Bitcoin one of the more interesting topics and something that I'm addicted to studying and something that is so intriguing to me as someone who considers himself somewhat of an academic, a nerd, and someone who likes to research. The thing that Bitcoin makes interesting to me is not really about the asset. So I know a lot of people watch this show, for Bitcoin Alpha. You want to know why I should be stacking more sats, and it is called Stack Sats or Die Trying. But to me, the reason why I always tell you guys to study, go down the rabbit hole is because Bitcoin to me is much deeper. Bitcoin is just a representation of a solution to the actual issue, which is broken money. So this is not really a book review, but I want to talk about some of the powerful words in the book, because in the book, she talks about just the systems of money historically, as well as in our current climate, and what some of the issues are with those systems. So when you start to have systems thinking and you look at systems and you figure out what the problem is, you want to have systems thinking to figure out what the solutions are. And I think her book tells amazing stories, gives a lot of historical detail, but it really is bigger than Bitcoin. That's why I wouldn't even consider that a Bitcoin book. That's an economics book. And the thing about Bitcoin itself, as much as I stack sats, as much as I live a Bitcoin lifestyle, which is mentioned on pretty much every episode, the idea of Bitcoin is bigger than just the asset. Here's why. I feel like you can get value from watching this podcast or listening to this podcast even if you're not even into Bitcoin. And the reason being is because what the podcast and what Bitcoin is really about is attacking the system of broken money. And the reason that our money being broken is such an issue is because it causes all these collateral issues. It causes crime. It causes poverty. Now, there are so many other things. I'm not going to simplify it by just saying our money is broke, so there's crime, right? But it's a big part of it. It's a big part of why there's issues. So I want you guys to read the book if you get a chance. It is on Audible, by the way, so you can go to Audible and get it. But I want you guys, as you listen to the book, to really open your mind. The thing about Bitcoin is Bitcoin kind of makes you open your mind and be willing to take in information that may run counter to everything you've been told leading up to that point. And I know for a lot of people that's difficult to do. But if you open your mind and can digest the information, you can see and draw the parallels between our money being broken and a lot of the ills of society, right? Because I talk to people every day who are working class folks, and they are forced to make decisions as working class people because their money is consistently losing value. Even those that have great savings habits. So, and I've talked about this in previous episodes, how some people do not want to become money managers. They just want to go to work, put their value in, spend time with their family. They want to enjoy the things in life that bring us joy, but they're forced to now do DoorDash. They're forced to drive Ubers, to drive Lyfts, and to do all of these things that they have no interest in doing. But in order for them to survive, they have to pick up these things. It's because the money is broken. The money is literally broken, and the broken money starts to create systems of debt where now everyone is taking on debt. Our country is taking on debt. All the citizens are taking on debt, and we live in a debt-based society. And what that does is continuously builds this bubble. But there has to be some point. It's only so far we can go. So we really have to focus on solutions. And one of those solutions just happens to be Bitcoin, right? The thing about it is people tell me like, Jimmy, all you talk about is Bitcoin. And I thought about that. I'm like, what I'm talking about is the solution. It's not necessarily Bitcoin. If you give me another alternative to Bitcoin that solves the actual issues that we're dealing with, I'd be all in on that. So someone will say you're a Bitcoin maximalist, and I'll say I'm a freedom maximalist. I want freedom for all of my people. And because I want freedom for all of my people, I'm just using the avenues, the skills, and the knowledge and ability that I have to then, make that happen. So I talk about Bitcoin on here, but it's so much bigger than Bitcoin. And I really want you to understand that. And I know some folks are going to be in the comments and going to send me tweets and stuff and hit me with the, what about XRP? And I don't mean to keep pooping on XRP. But yo, the bottom line is y'all got to stop lying. You're not decentralized and you're not the solution. Because the reason I know you're not the solution is because the first thing you want to tell me about your cryptocurrency is we working with the banks. ISO this, the banks. You're becoming a bigger part of the problem. That's not a solution. That's being part of the problem. So stop lying. I just want to tell y'all that. Stop lying.
Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop.
Anyway, I digress. Because I told y'all before, I gotta chill. I gotta get on my Tim Tebow. God bless.
God bless.
But I say that to say this: as much as I love Bitcoin, what I love is the fact that I figured out something that's a solution. Because for those who don't know, and you can go back into go to Buy the Hood channel and look way back, I was making precious metals videos. The reasons I was making precious metals videos are because of kind of the same logic is the money was broken and I was looking for hard money. There is no harder money than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is truly hard money. Hey, pause, by the way. I sound kind of crazy for a second.
Pause. In Jesus' name.
But here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to do the knowledge, as I always say every episode.
Do the knowledge, nigga.
But maybe pick up the book, Broken Money, right? Pick up the book. Let me know what you think about it if you read the book. It's a powerful book, but I really want you to take a step back and just understand that when we talk about Bitcoin on the show, when you listen to this podcast, I'm talking about the problems and Bitcoin being the solution. So I think that Bitcoin is the most powerful asset there is. I think the fact that it is truly decentralized, the fact that it is truly censorship resistant, it's one of the greatest creations there ever is. But my thing is focusing on the actual issue of broken money, because if we fix the money, we can truly fix the world. And I'm not saying that as being hyperbolic or anything like that, but I'm on the front lines in the community fighting day in and day out to try to help people. And what I realize is some of the issues that I'm dealing with in helping people on the front lines is their money is broke. So even when they get out of their own way and they start to learn to work and they start to do for self, right? Because we always teach do for self. Don't wait around for the government handout or anybody else. Get out there and do for self. But when you do for self and your money is broken because you are in a system that's corrupt, because you are in a system where people steal your value, right? When they print money, they are literally stealing your life. Here's what I mean by that. Time. There's no greater asset than time. I know I just said Bitcoin's the greatest asset, but if that, again, me and Corey wrote a book. Here's the book for those that have never read it. Own Your Time and Space, right? So space and time are something that I'm very passionate about. Space as it pertains to the ability to own the actual space around you, control your space. Time, because time is a finite asset. But when people print money, they are literally stealing your time. Here's why. Because they can press a button and print money that you have to go exchange your labor for, and your labor is your time and energy. So when money is printed, they are stealing your time and energy. So if you can press a button and steal my time and energy, you're telling me I have to continuously work for this money, but you can press a button and print it, and the game is rigged. We're already in a system where, a huge percentage of people own all the wealth. Now, I know some people say, well, it's like that in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin are rules without rulers, because within the Bitcoin space, it doesn't make a difference how much of the actual Satoshis you own. You still can't control the system. In the real world, right? If you actually control the resources, you can control the system. That's also how it works with proof of stake, by the way. You know what I'm saying? No shots at any sort of currency, Ethereum. Slow it down. Anyway, but I say all that to say, I'm focusing on a solution. It just happens to be Bitcoin. And because has the first mover advantage, because it has the brand advantage, there's so many reasons to be a Bitcoiner. Also, another thing I want you guys to do is not take my word for anything I say. Do your own due diligence. Bitcoin teaches us, rather, to not trust but verify. Do not trust but verify, right? That's part of the ethos of Bitcoin. So again, Bitcoin is bigger than the currency. It's bigger than the network. Bitcoin is about changing your mind. It's about changing the way you see the world. And it's also about fixing the broken money. So I just want to go, off a little bit today. No PowerPoint or anything like that. But this is what was on my mind and on my heart as I was having this conversation on Sunday. And, I've been doing a little bit of reading after that. Just trying to get my thoughts together about the idea of broken money and why it's so important to attack the broken money and consistently put this message out there. Because again, I know when I put the podcast out there, there are thousands of people that between the YouTube, the Facebook, the actual audio podcast, within the village, thousands of people listen to this show. And I know that some people, may just like me and want to hear it. Some people are looking for alpha. Some people are just looking for reasons to stack more sats. But I hope that I get through for some people to learn to do further research, but also just to open their mind and think about the fact that we have a solution, right? If you never buy Bitcoin, that's fine. But don't ignore the fact that there's a problem there, right? I think that everybody should buy Bitcoin. Right? I think that everybody should buy Bitcoin. I feel like if you're not buying Bitcoin right now, you're doing yourself and your family a disservice, and you don't like the next generation of your family. I'm joking, right? But, I think that buying Bitcoin is also an honorable thing, because you are literally planting a seed, right, for a tree where you may never be able to enjoy the shade. Now think about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say that one more time. You are planting a seed for a tree that you may never be able to enjoy the shade. One more time. You are planting a seed to grow a tree where you may never be able to enjoy the shade. That is selfless, it's honorable, and that is how we put the next generation in a better position than we are. I feel like if you're not jealous of the next generation, then you've done yourself a disservice. I have a grandnephew that's supposed to be born in April, and I'm actually excited about it because I get to take a different role being, a granduncle, right? I'm setting up his Bitcoin account already. I'm like just literally waiting for the day he's here. I'm going to teach him about these things about investing. I'm a little excited about it because, again, I know that he'll be able to benefit from not only my work, but my knowledge and my energy and my time in the future. But this to me is what it's all about. And I'm not going to hit you with the cliche of generational wealth, but it truly is about building something. I know a lot of us are, we don't even recognize that you can't live forever, but I think you can live forever. You live through other people. My ancestors that have come before me, they still live through me. I am who I am because of sacrifices and things that they made. And I know you're like, yo, this is a Bitcoin show. How'd you go that far into it? But this is what Bitcoin makes you do. Bitcoin makes you take a step back, think about what really matters, and also think about, your lineage, your generation, your ancestors. It brings it all together because it's an attack on broken money, and it's an attack on a system that's polluted, right? We live in this whole society of consumerism, and it's very difficult to get away from consumerism when you have companies marketing to you 24/7, 365. But if you're able to step out of it, get out of the matrix and realize what really matters and realize the vehicles you can use to put yourself and your family in a better position, you really can succeed. And one of the reasons you really can succeed is because most people aren't willing to do that. They're not willing to do the work that it takes from a mental standpoint. Most people are caught up in this system of, let me just get by. Let me just get on Instagram, hit the like button, buy some Jordans and have fun. And that's no shade to anybody, but the system is set up that way. The system is set up to take away your time. So you don't even have time to think about whether there is another solution. So this all is a result of what? Broken money. With that being said, thank you guys for listening to me go off for however long it's been, for the last 15 minutes or so. I appreciate the support as always. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTubey and stuff. Share this video out. Let me know what you think about my, just my talk here. Again, no PowerPoint or anything like that. Just me talking. But, just giving you guys my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions, and what I'm thinking about right now. I may have to go reread Broken Money. Salute to Lynn Alden. The book is amazing. I think a book is a good book if after I'm done the book, it makes me think. And I finished this book a while ago. I've actually read it twice. But just recently, a conversation sparked me thinking back to the book. That's how I know a book is a good book, when things happen and I think back about that book. That's why I mention books like Brainwash all the time. That's why I mention books like The Jewish Phenomenon all the time. I mention these books because these are books that I've read that had an impact on me. Richest Man in Babylon. Oh, I could sit here and name tons of books that has just had a profound impact on me, where I mention them all the time. And this is going to be one of those ones. So salute to Lynn Alden. I appreciate you putting in the effort, time, and energy, your proof of work to create this book. And for everybody out there watching this, go take a look at the book. I'll put links to all the books I just mentioned in the show notes in the description of this video. But I appreciate all the support. I truly love you guys. April 5th, we have our Saturday class coming. And our Saturday class is for the kids in the community that want to come out, learn about Bitcoin, learn about technology, learn about coding, learn about personal finance, learn about taxes. Yes, we are bringing all that into the streets of Philadelphia in the Germantown section. So be on the lookout for that. June 14th, we have our next Cash Mob and Pod class coming to Coffee, Creams, and Dreams at 15th and Fairmount. So yes, we are absolutely outside in the community. This summer, the next Buy the Hood ownership camp is coming up. So be on the lookout for that as well. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Remember, Sunday, we also give a free class online. We stream on Wednesdays, Wealthy Wednesdays, right? And we also stream on Fridays. So we stream 3 days out of the week, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. You will catch us streaming Sunday at 10 a.m., Friday, 7 p.m., Wednesday, 8 p.m. That's our schedule in terms of streaming. And, we're dropping content all over the internet throughout the week. If you need help with anything real estate related, hit your boy up. I'm still in these streets working in real estate. But with that being said, man, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. As always, never forget this one thing. Stack sats or die trying. Peace.